Sparkle babes, before 2025, I was on a hamster wheel. I wasn't living for myself and I was just on autopilot. And because of that, I was getting depressive episodes. I was like, why do I feel empty inside? Why don't I feel like socializing? Why is it that I feel like I have no purpose? Like, I'm not living the life I actually want to, because I wasn't, clearly. I wasn't doing what I truly wanted, but I wasn't even sure of what I even wanted. I was always waiting for some green light, some tarot card reading that would tell me my life purpose, but no, I had to decide it myself. So in 2025, I was able to start being in a relationship with myself because I was doing the things I wanted to. I was trying new things, talking to new people, meeting new people. I was out in London all the time and just expanding the bubble that I was in. And I was coming back to the type of person I was. I remember at some point, I was like, on my 24th birthday, I was like, oh, I love clubbing. I need to make more clubbing friends. And I came to realize that I need to start spending time with people who I'm more familiar with. And because of that, I came to realize that I've been living in a way where it's not aligned with who I am. Here are the 9 things I did in 2025 that's helped me build a relationship with myself and ensure that I'm on the path that's aligned to me and the person that I want to become. And you can do it too. Implement them, tweak it, personalize it so that it fits your lifestyle and so that it's aligned with you. So the first one, okay, so you've seen this on TikTok thousands of times, and I've talked about it thousands of times, but solo dates. It's not just a trending thing, it's the actual thing that you need to do for yourself. I value experiences over like gifts and materialistic things. I value experiences because I'm the type of person, I'll have adventure. And by doing this, you can't always rely on a person. Back in the day, I would have to rely on people, but it'd be annoying because they were at different points in their life. They were at uni, I was doing my apprenticeship part-time, doing my own thing. And it wouldn't work because they'll be at uni, I'll be back at home, do my own thing. And it would just be hard for me. But so now I just do solo dates. If I want to do something, I do it myself. Even if it's like something in the evening, like a performance in the evening, I go myself. No one's available. Okay, I'll go myself. I choose myself. This is great because I have a bucket list. I can tick a lot of things off my bucket list. I don't have to wait for someone. And it gives me confidence as well because I can go out to a restaurant, do an experience. I did trapeze. I'll put the video. I did trapeze. I'm not that old. I saw on TikTok a few days later. I ended up doing it. I was like, oh my God. You're so cool. Because like I didn't expect I'll do that, but this can be hobbies or learning a new skill. For example, next one, I decided to go on like a day course, skiing lesson course. I'm doing that. It's booked. I bought the ski suit. And I looked at affordable options for waterproof clothing that I could find, and also waterproof gloves on Shein. So I'm not trying to break the bank when I'm doing these things. I'm trying to find like I went to a Matthew Bourne performance at the Carman, highly recommend. And it was like under £20 because, well, 15 technically, but then I had to pay the booking fee. And doing the trapeze thing really helped my inner child because I like to have fun. The second thing you can do is implement traditions. Back in the day, because I was so focused on like what I wanted to do, like late teens, I was focused on what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. The path I was taking, the apprenticeship and working a part-time job, that was very unique. Like no one was really doing that at the time, and it's not popular. So everyone was at uni, essentially, or just working, and I was just doing my own thing. So I wasn't able to like build relationships and like friendships, and I would always have lonely birthdays. But I told myself, no, every birthday I'm going to buy myself a birthday cake. This year I'm not, because last year I bought 2. So yeah, but if I have a lonely birthday, I will buy myself a birthday cake and celebrate myself, treat myself. I'm not going to wait for someone to celebrate it for me. And what that showed me is that if my friends can't come, or if I don't have any friends, that's fine because I'm there for myself. I can celebrate it with myself. And it also meant that, okay, if I have a lonely birthday, I know that that's something that I want to change in my life. So I know that I need to create a solution to that problem and focus on that so that next year that might not be the case. I'm actively doing something about an area in my life that I want to change. That just shows that I'm taking initiative and really listening to myself and my needs. Okay, so the third thing is that you can either interview yourself. It's pretty much like a self-intervention. Like I remember I watched Big Bang or How I Met Your Mother, and they always have like interventions. I don't know what is this American thing, but have like a self-intervention. That means asking yourself uncomfortable questions, maybe every like 3 to 6 months. Well, I would say 3 months, ideally for me. Ask yourself some uncomfortable questions. My questions would be stuff like, am I being the person I need to be? Is snacking holding me back and wasting my time? Because that one would be yes. Is YouTube distracting me? Do I plan more than I execute? When I have fun, do I need a break from alcohol? Do I feel empty inside when I go out? Because sometimes I do feel like that. And that's because I know I need to create something for myself, which is content creation. And if you answer yes to these, then you can create a solution for these questions. After 3 months or 6 months, you can come back to these questions and see whether it's a no or yes. And you can see the change that you've created. The fourth thing is that you need to impress yourself first. Whenever you do anything or want to accomplish a goal, don't think about, oh, how will other people see? No, I want to impress myself. I want to be there. I want to impress myself. When I achieve something, I want to be the first one that's clapping. I want to be the first one that's there for myself. If you're always waiting for other people to validate you, validate your achievements, who knows when they'll have the ability and the power to strip away that validation, because it's in their hands. But if it's in your hands, then you have your power, and you're the only one that's at fault. I have a story. So I remember I usually try to do more than speak about it. But when I bought my first beginner car, and then I ended up buying my third car, which was my first finance type of car. When I did that, I told no one, because I just wanted to do this for myself, just fix. Even after buying it, I think it was 1 to 2 months that I didn't tell anyone. Nobody even noticed. See that? Nobody noticed. Nobody really cares. I did that intentionally because this is for myself. This is for me. This is what I wanted. So I had fun by myself. This is my responsibility. I wasn't going to tell anybody until they actually found out, because I was going out somewhere with my mother. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to tell her. Well, she's just going to have to see it. Okay, I'm just going to have to see it. And then when she saw it, she's like, oh my God, before that even occurred, during that time, after I got in the car, my mother was always talking about, oh, your friend, she got a new car. She was saying, oh, she got a new car, always mentioning it. I was like, I've already gotten a new car. You just haven't noticed. And it's funny because she noticed her car, but she didn't notice mine. She didn't see it in the parking lot, which is crazy. But after that, she was like, oh my God. And it's great because that planning, that talking, that stressing out, all that planning, talking, and stressing out, you don't have to affect other people with that. You can just really go inwards. Unless you need advice from someone, then that's fine to do that. Be intentional with who you talk to. Be intentional with who you share this with. And once you do impress yourself, you start to notice that once you need to announce that you've achieved this goal, you don't really care about their expectations. You don't really care about the reaction, because you're not faced by their opinion, because the job is done. And I value my opinion more, because this is what I wanted. So even if they aren't excited for you, that's fine, because I'm excited for myself. The fifth thing is creating a personal constitution. So this can be 5 to 10 principles that are basically the morals that you withhold in living. These are the principles that you live by. Personal constitution should be a written document that outlines your values, your non-negotiables, and your life purposes. Why should you have this? Because once you have this, you start making clearer decisions. You become more authentic, and you become more consistent. This will eventually make you more self-assured and more confident within yourself and within your own skin. So you start liking yourself more, you start trusting yourself more, and building a relationship with yourself. I don't have an actual one, but I noticed that there were some things that I realized that the person I used to be, or that was an autopilot, I need to start living by these things, because I know that that's what fulfills me. So here are 5 examples that I would have for myself. So living an adventurous life. I know that I'm an adventurous person. If I'm not having an adventurous life and just working, then I don't see the point of this life. I don't see the point. No, it's not worth the work. How I accomplish this is by focusing on my bucket list. This can be personal goals. This can also be just having fun. This can be just trying new foods and whatnot. This gives me a reason to work hard and be hopeful for the future. The second thing on my list would be working hard and playing harder. I want to play more than I work. I love playing, but I do like working, but I love playing more and being flexible as well. So with every boring task I do, I try to make it fun. So there's also a word called fun maxing. I did a video about it, but essentially I like to have fun. I like to play. So I like making boring tasks fun. So cleaning, I hate cleaning, but when I clean, I put on the music. I blast it, I play it. I hate cooking, but I put on music. I watch, when I'm making my lunches, I would watch a Netflix show. I'll just watch something fun. And then cooking, I actually low-key enjoy it, even though it hurts my back if I'm bulk prepping food. But a fun maxing will essentially make life less boring. If you want to know more about it, then watch my video on it on Alyssa Liu, the famous figure skater. The third thing on my list would be valuing close connections. So this can be family members, this can be friends, and this can be yourself. That's why I talk about solo dates. Valuing the connection with yourself. When you feel like you're hanging with too many people and you feel like you need some downtime with yourself, just to meditate or like come back to your like who you are and just time with yourself so you can think for yourself, prioritize that. And by doing this, so 2025, I essentially changed my whole friendship group, and now I made soul tribe connections, people that I connect on a level where I'm very unconventional. I kind of live a life where I get to choose who I want in my life. I get to set boundaries, and my life has been so much more peacefuler. I feel much more calmer, and I feel much more aligned, and just easier to do things and go outside and have fun as well, because we have the same mindset and want the same things in life. It may not be the same dreams, aspirations, but it's similar within that realm. Like my mother, when I know that I'm not spending time with her, I arrange like mother-daughter dates, or I'm like, oh, I need to spend time with her. And it allows me to remind myself that I should value my close connections. The fourth thing on the list will be an unconventional lifestyle. So living a life that's aligned with me. So I'm doing content creation on the side. I'm doing things. I'm going out every month because that's what I'm aligned with. I like having fun, content creation. So I'm happier. So I'm being unconventional because that makes me happy. And I'm something much more peaceful and happy. The fifth thing will be to always problem solve. So be fearless. I always say be fearless and face the problem. Life's gonna hit you with some lemons, some rocks. Just face the problem, because once you face it, life will get easier. And maybe harder, but the moment you solve that problem, it will get easier. Start to build the skill of problem solving. So problem solving becomes easier, and you can handle a lot more tasks, and you can achieve a lot more things. You can go after different goals because you're so used to the pros and cons of life, because you're always problem solving. Solving really does help your mental health, because you start to realize, okay, if I just use my brain, really use it, I can get out of most situations. And that creates confidence within yourself. Like, I can handle, I want to say anything, but I don't know about anything. But I can handle most things. And that I will be there for myself. And that's how you build a relationship with yourself. So that will be the 5 things on my list. So after that, you can also, with these 5 like principles, core principles, you can have 10 and whatnot, but you can also have a mission statement. So I always say just like an adventurous life. I want an adventurous, successful life, I guess. I have like a little motto, sparkle babes. So that's cute. If you want to do that too, do that. View it daily and amend it. I wouldn't say I necessarily have to put it on like a document, but I know in my head that these are the things that I've been actually doing in 2025, and still now I still do it. Even when I slip up, I make sure to tell myself, like, if I haven't been going out with friends, like, no, I want close connections. Even with family members, I want close connections. The 6th thing is collecting evidence. So sometimes, I was looking at Instagram, like, you know, Instagram has changed their messaging. So you have primary messages, general messages. I was looking at some of my old messages, and I was like, there are people who've been like messaging me, emailing me as well, saying that they like my YouTube content, or, oh, my YouTube content has inspired them to keep going. And I'm like, girl, like, why am I always critical of myself? Because if these people are just like, yes, you've inspired me, then you need to keep going. You can't stop, start. No, you need to keep going. But I need to take the initiative to do that and be consistent all the time. But by collecting evidence, it reminds you that you are capable and that you've accomplished a lot of things. So I've said this, my master bucket list, because I like having fun. I want to live life to the fullest. I want to just really strive to do whatever I can to really improve my life and just achieve my dreams and my goals and aspirations. Collect emails, messages, comments, and just put that in like a folder. Put that in on a notes file. For example, on Instagram, my highlights. I use Instagram as like a diary of all the fun things I've done, and also my highlights. When I go through my highlights, I was looking at like highlights from 2025. I was like, oh my god, life was so good, and like I did so many things, and I want to continue keeping it that way. So I'm like, I'm really going to strive for the life that I want. And I'm like, there's so many things I was able to do because I just took the initiative, didn't hold back, and just went for it. And I was like, okay. So because of this, I decided to create like a gallery folder. So it's my memories folder. Each year I'm gonna take pictures, videos, and just put all of my 2026 things I've done, 2025 things I've done, and just look back and be like, oh my god, I really lived life. Because you see, when you do fun things or hang out with friends, family, you forget all the things that you've done. But by looking at your previous like pictures and photos, you're like, oh my god, we did a lot. So that's why I have my master bucket list. That's why I have that's why I take so many pictures and photos. It's just to remind myself. And sometimes I've been looking cute, and I'm like, sometimes when you look cute, you're like, girl, I can't let myself down. I can't let myself down. I look too cute. I look too cute today. It's great because it's made me realize that I will do so much more. Like, this is just the start. This is just the half of it. I've got 60 years of life. I'm going to do so much more. So don't give up on yourself. Okay, take this message. You're too cute to fail. And tell yourself that every single day. Okay, so the seventh thing is writing a letter to yourself or recording voice notes to yourself. When maybe like you're stressed or just low, and just putting them in the folder. But preferably for me, I'd write a letter to myself. Only because I saw a letter. I forgot. I could forget. I'm so forgetful. That's why I don't write things down. I'm forgetful. Basically, in February 2025, I wrote a letter to myself. I remember making it. It was just so random. I intuitively did that. I didn't get an idea from it. I just intuitively did that. And then, looking at it, I didn't read it properly, but I was like, oh my god. My mindset was so much different. It reminds me of the mindset I had. But what was great is that I didn't give up. I was like, I'm going to keep going. And even though it actually seems, a year can be short because there's so much you can do in a year. But it's made me realise that if I do want to keep on track, I will do this every single year. So instead of a New Year's resolution, I'm going to write a letter to myself. Because I know what I want. I know what I need to do to get there. So I'm just going to write letters to myself instead of a New Year's resolution. Because that just works better for me. Because I just look back at the mindset that I've had. And this also reminds me of the movie that I just watched. It's a good movie. Voicemails for Isabel. It's a really good movie where like her sister has cancer, and she would, even though she passed away, she would still leave voicemails on the phone, her number. And it's just a way for her to connect with her sister. So you can do that to yourself. So that it's a way for you to connect with yourself and just look back at those voicemails and just see, oh, my mindset was so much different. But I highly recommend watching that video if you just want to get some more inspo. But it's a really, yeah. The eighth thing is daily reflection. So I do this before I go to bed. I just do this naturally, especially when I want to be productive. So, or if I had a bad day, I'm like, why did I have such a bad day? And I do this naturally. So I don't journal because I forget things. When I just forget. It's just too much. Or even online, having a digital journal. I realize just reflecting, doing it naturally. But I remember I didn't do as much content as I did. I didn't do as much content as I could have yesterday because I went outside and I took too long, and then I got tired, I got distracted, I was listening to music, I don't know what I was doing. But I was like, you could have been so much productive. And you were ready. I looked ready, I was ready, but I let myself be distracted. Like, I did have control. I asked myself, what was the source of the negative or positive outcome that I'm unhappy or happy with? And then I asked myself, okay, what can I do to create more or less of this? Yesterday, I did record. I recorded 2 videos, but I didn't edit in the evening. And I had so much more time. So now I'm like, if I do go outside, if I want to get something, I have to keep it short or just don't go at all. Find an alternative at home. When I'm hungry, just have like a cup of tea, no sugar. Okay. Because we need to stay focused. Because getting dressed, going out, it takes up time. And I don't have time for that. Another thing was that I noticed that I hadn't hung out with my mother for a long time. So I was like, okay, let me just think of an idea that we can think of an activity that we can both do. And then mention it to her. And I was basically go ape. And that turned into a whole thing for the day. So I was like, actually, we can go ape, and then we can go climb quest, and then we can go battle card. We can do so many things. And then I was going to do something in the evening, like 2 weeks ago, in the evening by myself, just go to a restaurant. But I was like, oh wait, there's this thing I've always wanted to go to, like a virtual digital golf thing. And I was like, we could do that. And then it turns out she has another off day. We can do that the day before. So I was like, let me be flexible. Let me because I know I wanted more of that. So I was like, okay, what can I do to get more of that? See why I did that? Okay, so this is a bonus one. So the 9th one is a kind of a yearly playlist, or just a seasonal playlist. As in, when I mean seasonal, I mean, okay, not seasonal, but just different phases of your life. So it could be a year or 1 to 2 years. But when I look back at some songs or some playlists, I'm just like, oh my God, my mindset was so much more different. The person I was so much more different. But I look back at it, I kind of smile. I'm like, things are so much more better now. Things are going to be okay. And even if things were better then, I kind of go back to all the situations that I was in and how the songs have like helped me overcome the situation, or just listening to song and how happy I was just listening to that song. And I was like, I want more of that. Or I'm thankful for the person I was and the mindset that I had at the time, that I kept going. And who's to say that I can't do that now? So, but this is just a fun one. It's nothing serious, just a fun one. But I noticed that when I look back at my playlist, I'm like, it brings me back to the thoughts that I had at the time. Anyway, Sparkle Babes, this is a video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you feel a vibe. Follow me on socials on fuzzy_fuzzy if you want to see what I'm doing with my day to day. And don't forget to Sparkle Babes. Yeah, that's what it says. All of these, what was your favorite and what would you implement? Mine was impressing myself first, for sure. Like doing things on the low and just, if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. I don't care. Because I know that I'm there for myself. That I'm there, like, I'm here to impress myself. And that's great because I have control. I don't have to wait for someone. I have to get validation from someone. And guys, that's how you build a relationship with yourself. Alright, that's the end of the video. See you in the next. Bye.